I think it's really great to be doing work that is improving people's lives. That's probably the reason I wanted to go into legal aid and what keeps me there. I always feel like I'm learning something. I've worked in a variety of areas, and I feel like there's always an opportunity to learn something new. It doesn't get stale. And for me, personally, what's also been important is the flexibility that I've been given to try and balance my family life with my work life since I've had kids at Bay Legal, which I had my son a year after I came here, and he's now almost 9. So I've been given the flexibility to work a part-time schedule with flexible hours, and that's really made it possible for me to continue doing this work and be involved in my children's lives, both of which are important to me.
My first job right out of law school was actually doing class action litigation. I was working at a plaintiff side consumer class action firm. And I think at that time I had really thought that I really wanted to do litigation. In class action litigation, you do have plaintiffs, you do have class plaintiffs, but you don't really have a relationship with them. And a lot of your days are spent, doing a lot of legal research, doing writing, writing briefs, maybe writing discovery motions. And I think I just felt, I didn't really feel a connection to my work. I didn't really get a sense of what I was doing. And, even if maybe the case, sort of more broadly speaking, was a valuable case and an important case to bring, I just couldn't feel connected to that because I didn't really feel connected to any clients. And so I ended up, getting a position here at Bay+Area Legal Aid, and I've really loved it. I think I really like having clients. I really like sort of having my own caseload that I have to manage, and I just like doing the client contact. It seems, I think different people, different people are probably suited for different types of legal jobs. I think for me, it's really important for me, in order to feel satisfied in my work, it's really important for me to be able to feel a direct connection with what I'm doing. And you're able to do that with clients because I'm talking to them every day, or I'm actually handling their issue every day, and I can sort of tangibly see if I've gotten, maybe if I've helped get a client, maybe I've helped get a client's daughter onto Medi-Cal. Like, it's very clear to me what I've done for her. Whereas I think in my previous work, it wasn't as easy for me to see what kind of an impact it was having.
So I was a school teacher in the South Bronx, in one of the worst schools in the city. We had one of the highest ratios of student-to-teacher violence in the city. On any given day, or any given week, there was always a riot at least once a week. On several different days, we had multiple teachers go out in ambulances from attacks or accidents that caused because of the riot. So they weren't necessarily being targeted, but they did end up getting pushed down the stairs, or they did end up getting flipped over a desk. It was a school that was, the movies that kind of try to encapsulate the worst possible schools. It was beyond that. It was really amazing, and I absolutely loved it. I had incredible students. They were able to achieve so much. A lot of times I got kids in the 8th grade who were 16 and 17 years old who were reading on a first grade level, and just working with them and listening to them. They were able to read their first novel. They never read a novel, a whole book before, and they read their first book, and they were able to write and to really grow during the times when we were working with them. And while I was a teacher there, one of the things that frustrated me the most is that I could work with the student in the classroom and help them read and help them write, but I couldn't deal with any of the other host of issues that they would talk to me about. They wouldn't bring them to me to solve, because they knew that I probably couldn't solve them, but they would bring them to me because they didn't have anyone else to talk to. So after they closed the school down, instead of continuing and being a teacher elsewhere, I decided to go to law school so that I could just get more tools in order to better help these youth. And that's why I'm really, really happy to be here at Bay Area Legal Aid and to be a youth attorney, because I can do exactly that. I can work with youth and be able to have answers to a lot of these problems that I have been hearing for years in the South Bronx, but now I have better answers for them, and I'm also able to devote time to help them fix these problems.
I find this work to be challenging and rewarding, even if it's often frustrating. A lot of people don't like Social Security because of all the rules. I kind of like the rules, and I like trying to figure out how to fit somebody's case into something where they can win. You meet a lot of really good, interesting people that you wouldn't otherwise meet. It's really, you feel like you're making a difference in someone's life.
I was drawn to legal aid advocacy because it is always changing, and it's always challenging. And I really enjoy helping people work through their problems. And it gives me immense satisfaction to know that I was able to help somebody through a crisis, especially a population that has been marginalized. So it makes me feel good to make things a little bit more fair for them.
I like, trying to help clients obtain justice, and I feel you shouldn't have to pay for justice. You're entitled to justice.